Dad's right, Mom. You might catch it just by looking at me. Are you telling me I have AIDS?
We only make this diagnosis when there's the presence of an opportunistic infection like this type of pneumonia.
I couldn't have AIDS. It's not possible.
I know this is difficult for you, but I want you to try and listen. We know a lot more than we did a year ago, even 6 months ago. We've isolated a virus that we believe causes AIDS. There are experimental drugs. Treatment is improving. I'm going to leave you on the IV for a week, and then if you're doing as well as you are now, which I'm hoping you will be, I'll send you home on oral medication.
We just watched a clip from An Early Frost. This was a major television movie. And I know this probably sounds crazy, but there was a stigma to those who watched it. It was as though like any association with it meant that you must think you have it. And that would be the reason that you would watch it. The other thing that I remember about watching it, the whole time I was like, don't tell me that the guy from Desperately Seeking Susan, he went and did this role. What did this mean for his career? Does he really have it? It went beyond the idea of this is just a movie and you know people need to see this. It was, oh, this is suicide that you would even do this to your career to be in this movie.
It is super interesting because it is like, again, this like first significant representation of this in popular culture. And it is really interesting to think about it as a television film because I mean, that's not necessarily as much of a thing anymore, but at the time was like the way you got into people's living rooms. It has all the hallmarks of early kind of like AIDS representation in terms of, again, like the hospital bed, the cough, the doctor providing like, you know, the bullet points of the information.
I have AIDS. It's a disease. Yeah, I know what it is.
Michael, that's impossible. Who told you such a thing?
The doctors did. They did tests.
No, AIDS is that disease that's...
I'm gay, Mom. Dad?
No! No!
The focus of the movie is more about the family than him. Like it becomes like he has the situation happen, but it's not necessarily about him or his partner. It's more about like his relationship to his family. For all of those drawbacks, nonetheless, I think it is a really significant representation and really shocking considering how early kind of in the crisis it was.
I'm trying to remember if it was before or after Rock Hudson came out. I remember the kiss on Dynasty, and so plastered over every newspaper, Rock Hudson had AIDS and he kissed Linda Evans. Oh my God, what did that mean for her? And is she gonna die? And it was crazy. There wasn't a lot of information out there. You didn't know what to believe. Even as far as like when I became HIV positive, if I lived in New York, it probably would have had more information given to me, but because I lived in Florida and I was black and information wasn't shared. So I didn't know that condoms needed water-based lube. So that's how this happened to me.
Thankfully, we live in a historical moment where there is a ton of information that can be accessed, a ton of resources from a number of HIV and AIDS organizations, the GMSH, you know, like ACT, PWA, Black Hat, like there's a ton. There are a lot of resources for how one can navigate HIV in a different way, right? Than when it was just a telefilm that was like, right. Here's a man coughing in a hospital room, right? So.